We often focus so much on connecting with everyone else, the world around us.
Hmm.
But today's deep dive kind of flips the script. We're
Mhm.
diving into the art, and I really think it is an art of being okay with being alone.
Yeah, that's a big topic.
It is. And it's not about like settling for solitude or giving up on connection. It's more about recognizing it as this powerful way towards self discovery and boosting our well being overall.
Absolutely. It's a perspective shift, isn't it? Moving from, oh no, I'm alone to, okay, what's the value here?
Exactly.
And for this exploration, we've pulled together some really fascinating viewpoints, a real mix.
Yeah, we have. We've got real world stuff from a Reddit thread on or self improvement. Always interesting to see what people are actually experiencing.
For sure.
Then there are insightful articles from Maggie Kelly, some practical guidance from Healthline, a bit of mindful wisdom from Tiny Buddha, and also tips from the Calm blog.
So quite a range. Personal stories, expert advice, practical strategies, it's all in there.
Right. And our mission really is to sort of weave these different threads together for you.
Yeah, to pull out the key insights on how to navigate and maybe even, embrace being alone.
Moving beyond that discomfort, or maybe even fear some people feel.
Exactly. How can being alone actually, enrich your life?
Okay, so let's get into it. A really foundational idea, it seems, from several sources, is nailing down the difference between being alone and feeling lonely.
Oh, totally fundamental. It sounds simple, but it's crucial.
Yeah.
Well, both the Calm blog and Healthline really spell this out. Being alone is just physical. You're not with other people. Simple as that.
Right, a state.
A state.
Yeah.
But loneliness,
Yeah.
that's an emotion. It's that feeling of being disconnected, isolated, even if you're in a room full of
Which
people.
is so key, right? You can be physically alone but feel totally content.
Totally. Or you can be at a huge party and feel utterly lonely. They're not tied together in the way we sometimes assume.
And the Calm blog made a great point about loneliness not just being about like how many friends you have or how often you go out.
Hmm. Quality over quantity.
Exactly. It's about the depth, the meaningfulness of those connections.
Precisely. Which ties into something really neat from that Reddit thread.
Yeah.
A user, bottle consistent 489, just put it so simply, alone is neutral.
Huh. Alone is neutral. I like that.
Yeah. It's not good or bad in itself.
Yeah.
It's what we bring to it, our feelings, our interpretation that colors it.
Okay, that really reframes things. So if being alone isn't inherently negative, what's the upside? Why bother, cultivating this? What are the benefits?
Ah, well, that's where it gets really interesting. Maggie Kelly and the Calm blog both talk a lot about self-discovery.
Okay.
When you actually have dedicated time alone without all the external noise and pressures,
Yeah.
you create space.
Yeah.
Space to actually listen to yourself, your own thoughts, your values, maybe even those feelings you usually kind of push away.
So like tuning out the world to tune into yourself?
Exactly. It fosters introspection, self-awareness. Maggie Kelly really emphasizes this. It's fundamental for personal growth. You need to know yourself to grow.
Self-discovery through solitude. Makes sense. It's like quieting things down. Maggie Kelly mentions mastery of self-reflection. What does that actually look like?
Well, think of it as intentionally setting aside time to look at your experiences, your reactions, your desires, but without anyone else's immediate input or opinion. It's a
Right.
chance to process things, understand why you felt a certain way, get clear on your goals, all in your own terms.
That makes a lot of sense, but it's not all like super deep, heavy internal work, is it?
Oh, definitely not. The Calm blog and a Reddit user, Farachin, also mentioned the simple, straightforward benefit of relaxation.
Just chill it out.
Yeah, alone time can just be a chance to de-stress, recharge your batteries without needing to perform socially or manage interactions. It can be less draining.
Freedom to just be. Set your own pace.
Exactly. No expectations, no demands that often come with being around others. Just ease.
And there's more, right, beyond the internal stuff and relaxation.
For sure. Maggie Kelly points out the freedom aspect.
Yeah.
When you're alone, you get to pursue your interests, your hobbies, without compromise.
Yeah, yes. I remember a Reddit user, their account was deleted, unfortunately, but they mentioned finally having time for passions they'd let slide.
Totally. And the Calm blog brings up something else, potentially increased creativity and productivity.
Really? How so?
Well, when you're not constantly switching gears to talk to people or react to things, your mind can settle into a deeper focus. That can lead to more innovative thinking or just getting stuff done more
Through
efficiently.
less context switching.
Precisely. And connecting back to that self-relationship idea, a Reddit user, Bits on Honey, called it building a relationship with yourself. Healthline echoed that too, seeing it as a worthwhile investment.
Okay, so the why is definitely compelling. Lots of benefits. But how? For someone who feels awkward or anxious alone, how do they actually get there? What are some practical steps?
Right, the how. And thankfully, our sources are packed with practical ideas. A really big theme is self-care and self-love.
Okay.
One Reddit user shared something lovely. They started doing things for myself I wished others would do,
Oh, I like that. Like what?
buying themselves flowers, taking themselves on dates, actively nurturing their own well-being.
That's such a powerful shift, becoming your own, well, your own source of that care.
It is. And it links to another Reddit user who talked about positive self-talk, consciously noticing those negative inner voices and challenging them.
Like arguing with your inner critic.
Sort of. Or even just being kinder. They suggested looking in the mirror and saying nice things to yourself, even if it feels weird at first.
A bit awkward maybe, but could be powerful.
Definitely. And another user, Calliope, put it really simply. Keep yourself busy and treat yourself as your own best friend.
Your own best friend. That's a good one.
And this comment from I Spent 30 Minutes for My Name on Reddit, it really stuck with me. They said basically, anything and anyone can leave you except for yourself. You are stuck with yourself until the day you die, so you might as well invest in it. Pretty direct, huh?
Very direct. And powerful. Makes you think.
Maggie Kelly also brings in self-compassion here, which is, treating yourself with the same kindness you'd give a friend who's struggling.
Not judging yourself so harshly for feeling bad or having difficult thoughts.
Exactly. Acknowledging them without beating yourself up.
Okay, so that's the internal work. What about like actual activities?
Yes, activities and hobbies are huge. A Reddit user, Undead Marine 55, suggested focusing on work you find genuinely engaging or developing skills that lead to that.
Finding meaning in what you do.
Right. And another user, Embler Angel, got really into various hobbies, board games, reading, stuff like that, and found their need for constant socializing just lessened naturally.
And we saw tons of specific suggestions on Reddit, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Cooking, reading, journaling. Someone mentioned playing board games, even solo.
Solo board gaming. Interesting.
Yeah. And Lucky Cat 26 pointed out that pursuing hobbies, especially if you join a club or class, can actually be a great low-pressure way to meet new people with shared interests. It's almost like a side effect of enjoying your own time.
That makes sense. So it's not about totally isolating yourself.
Not at all. Then there's the mindset piece. Tiny Buddha talks about consciously choosing solitude, embracing it with intention, maybe even joy.
So not just tolerating it, but welcoming it.
Yeah. Reframing it. Seeing it as an opportunity, not a lack. A Reddit user, Sassafras85, called it time for inner work.
Which aligns with that reflection idea.
Absolutely. And Bits-A-Honey, that user who talked about building a relationship with yourself, saw it as a fortunate chance, a chance to do things you might not do easily with others around.
Okay.
Tiny Buddha also gives that great image of being like a mountain in the storm when difficult feelings come up, just observing them, staying grounded in the present moment, not getting totally swept away.
I like that visual, a mountain, stable.
And then there's stepping outside your comfort zone. Maggie Kelly and a few Redditors mentioned this.
Like what kind of things?
Taking yourself out, to dinner, to a movie. Cool Major 51 on Reddit was big on this. Even solo travel.
Solo travel seems like a big step for some.
It can be, but also incredibly empowering. It builds confidence in your ability to just be okay on your own, navigate the world by yourself, enjoying your own company in new places.
Pushing those boundaries a bit.
Exactly. And finally, managing how we connect is also part of it. Healthline had some good advice here.
Like?
Taking breaks from social media.
Yeah.
To avoid that comparison trap, the FOMO feeling.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Scrolling and feeling like everyone else is having more fun.
Right. And also being mindful of phone usage generally.
Yeah.
Maybe carving out specific phone-free time to just be present with yourself.
Good point. What else?
Volunteering came up. Both Healthline and the Calm blog mentioned it. It's a way to connect meaningfully, but often on your own terms or alongside others without intense social pressure.
Contributing while still having your own space.
Yeah. And crucially, one Reddit user reminded everyone, if you are feeling genuinely lonely, reach out, call a friend, connect with family. It's not about forcing isolation.
Right, it's about balance and choice. Okay, so there's a whole toolkit there, really. Inner work, activities, mindset shifts, managing connections. But it's not always easy, is it? Did the sources talk about the challenges?
Oh, absolutely. Honesty about the difficulties came through, especially on Reddit. Several users said, look, this can be hard, especially at first.
Yeah, that deleted user mentioned it feeling bitter and depressing initially.
Exactly. It takes adjustment. And we also saw those contrasting views. Users like Pale Prophet 5322 and Devilware Spuma basically said, hey, humans are social creatures. Maybe complete happiness alone isn't really the goal, or even possible long-term for everyone.
That's a fair point. We do have social needs.
We do. And another deleted user brought up an interesting angle. Could tense comfort with being alone sometimes be kind of defense mechanism?
Like pushing people away preemptively.
Potentially, for some. And a couple of users, Vantelfun and Newtrack, suggested maybe the aim isn't to love being alone all the time, but more about learning to tolerate loneliness when it pops up.
Yeah.
Managing it better.
Learning to sit with the discomfort sometimes.
Yeah. And the fear of aging alone definitely came up. Chuchi389 on Reddit voiced that, highlighting how important friendships and rich life experiences become, especially outside of just romantic partnerships as we get older.
That's a very real concern for many people.
Definitely. And importantly, Healthline stressed, if loneliness or sadness feels overwhelming, persistent, don't just tough it out. Seek professional help. Mental health support is key.
Absolutely crucial advice. Okay, so as we sort of wrap up this deep dive, bringing all these threads together, what are the main takeaways? What should people hold on to?
Well, first, that key distinction. Alone does not equal lonely. They're different things. Remember that.
Caught it. Alon is neutral.
Exactly. Second, self-awareness and self-care are foundational. Talk kindly to yourself, treat yourself well, invest in that relationship with you.
And find things you enjoy doing on your own, right? Hobbies, activities.
Yes. Engaging in fulfilling activities is huge. It brings joy, structure, and sometimes even new connections as a bonus.
Okay. What else?
And maybe the most important thing, remember, this is a journey. It's a process. Becoming comfortable alone takes time, patience, practice. Lots of the Reddit folks emphasize that.
It's not a switch you just flip.
Not at all. It's about building that strong, positive relationship with yourself piece by piece, recognizing your own worth, discovering what you enjoy about your own company.
Okay. So, lots to think about. As a final thought for you listening, but maybe consider this. What's one small, intentional step you could take, maybe even today, to connect a bit more deeply with yourself, to explore what your own company has to offer?
It's definitely a journey worth considering. Until our next deep dive, take care.